What's going on, y'all? Welcome to the Triple Z Podcast. I'm your host, Isaiah Henry. The Golden State Warriors are coming off their worst loss of the season against the Memphis Grizzlies, 144-93, a 51-point loss on the road. Dennis Schroeder made his debut in this game for Golden State in the backcourt with Steph Curry, starting five being Schroeder, Steph Curry, Andrew Wiggins, Draymond Green, and Kevon Looney. No Jonathan Kuminga. He came off the bench in this game, which is odd because just a couple of weeks ago, the Warriors stated that they wanted to maximize Jonathan Kuminga by putting him in the starting lineup and having Draymond come off the bench, but we didn't see that in this game. Memphis was playing with a fast pace in this game to the point where Golden State couldn't keep up. They were turning over the ball. Their offense wasn't clicking. They couldn't finish near the rim. It doesn't help when Steph Curry also has 2 points in the first half and finishes with 2 points for the entire game. I do want to give credit to Jalen Wells, who played an interesting defensive game on Steph Curry. He wasn't face guarding Steph Curry, but he was playing him from behind, and he was also low to the ground when guarding Curry. And it did work to some degree because Steph didn't make a singular shot in this game. Draymond Green had a Tony Snell stat line, 0 points, 0 rebounds, 0 assists, a -42. Memphis was red hot from three, 27 of 48, 56%. They had 3 players off their bench make 4 or more threes in this game. Luke Kennard, 15 points, 5 of 7 from 3. Santi Aldama, 21 points, 14 rebounds, 5 of 10 from 3. And I'm going to butcher this last name, Jake Laveria, 19 points, 4 of 5 from 3. Back-to-back seasons now where the Golden State Warriors lose by 50 or more points on the road, last season against the Boston Celtics and this year against the Memphis Grizzlies. Warriors have come back down to earth after a 12-3 start earlier in the season. They beat Boston, OKC, the Houston Rockets, Cleveland Cavaliers, the Memphis Grizzlies. But Buddy Hield off the bench was playing like a candidate for Sixth Man of the Year, averaging 20 points off the bench, shooting a high percentage from 3 on high volume as well. Steve Kerr was playing 11, 12, 13-man rotation, giving players off the bench opportunity to play some winning basketball, which, worked out because they did win some early games against some great teams. But we know having a 13-man rotation is not sustainable for an entire season, especially in the playoffs. 2-9 in the last 11 games. Their last 3 losses have been devastating. 1-point loss against the Houston Rockets in an NBA Cup game ended on a controversial call where somebody was called for a loose ball foul and the game ended in free throws. The game against the Dallas Mavericks, they gave up 143 points at home. Luka Doncic goes off for 45 points, 13 rebounds, 11 assists in that game. And then against the Memphis Grizzlies, they gave up another game of 140 plus. They lose by 51. Steph Curry has 2 points. Just not good right now for the Golden State Warriors. Warriors are trying to acquire a secondary star to pair with Steph Curry. They've been active in the trade market trying to improve their roster. They just got Dennis Schroeder from the Brooklyn Nets, gave up 2 second-rounders and DeAnthony Melton. Dennis Schroeder is a really good player. He's an extra ball handler on this team, can run more pick and roll, shot 38% from 3 when he was with the Brooklyn Nets. I just don't see him as a player that's taken a 10th seed Warriors team and elevating them to being contenders in their conference. I just don't think he's that kind of player, but it's still a good pickup. A star that's been rumored to be traded to the Golden State Warriors have been Jimmy Butler, and he is in the last year of his contract with the Miami Heat. The Warriors would have to put together a very compelling package in order for Miami to even consider negotiating with them. They would have to give up Andrew Wiggins to make the money match a little bit. Maybe Brandon Pajensky, Jonathan Kuminga, and Moses Moody, some of their younger stars, who the Warriors are now open to trading off their team now. Brandon Pajensky had a really good rookie season, made an all-rookie team, was finishing games for the Golden State Warriors, was seen as the next point guard to take over after Steph Curry. He was deemed untouchable after his rookie year, but he's in a sophomore slump, shooting 25% from 3, 39% from the field. Doesn't look as confident as he was in his rookie year. Jonathan Kuminga, wasn't extended in the offseason, and he's been having such an up and down season. 1 minute he's in the starting lineup, and 1 minute he's coming off the bench. And there's games where he looks athletic, explosive. He's having a career high against an OKC team without Steph and Draymond on the court in a win. And then he has the moments where he can be a little bit inconsistent, doesn't shoot great from 3, doesn't shoot great from the floor, is not really understanding how the Warriors want to run their system. They've been through a ton of adversity since their 2022 championship run. They signed Jordan Poole, who was looking like a promising player, being able to hit the long range three. He was crafty, scoring the basketball. They signed him to a 4-year, $128 million contract, but, the situation with Draymond where he punched him in the face, they had to get rid of Jordan Poole. 2023, they lose to the Lakers in round 2. 2024, they signed Chris Paul, but Draymond Green is suspended for 12 games. They missed the playoffs, and in the offseason, they lose Klay Thompson. And being close to 2025, Golden State is looking for a second star to pair with Steph Curry, who, is still playing some great basketball at the age of 36, but he is on the back end of his career, averaging 22 points, 6.4 assists, 5 rebounds, 44% from the field, and 40% from 3. In 643 minutes when Steph is on the court, the Golden State Warriors have an offensive rating of 118. In 610 minutes when he's off the court, they have an offensive rating of 101. The brother needs some help. He needs to play with somebody that can take advantage of the gravitational pull that he has and use it to their advantage to help the Warriors. I believe a player like Steph Curry you can still win a championship with, but it has to be in a win now scenario. I don't think Steph is trying to wait for Kuminga and Brandon and Muzi, if they're still on the team, to wait for those players to develop and then compete for a championship. The man is 36 years old. They have him under contract for one more year for the 2026-2027 season for $62 million. Like, they need to, focus on winning right now instead of trying to develop those players. And that's why the Warriors are more open to trading, the younger core players. I just would hate to see Steph have a year wasted where he's not in a position to compete for a title. Like I said, he's on contract for one more year for $62 million. But, do the Warriors want that year to be them just paying Steph $62 million? Or would they rather have it as they pay Steph $62 million, but they're seriously competing for a title with Steph as one of their best players? I think they'd rather be in that second option. But thank you guys for listening to Triple Z Podcast. Please like, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys next time. Zzz.